Hi everybody, this is Daniel Hutchins, and today I want to just do an article from our friend Cinema Blend. So today from Cinema Blend, we are talking about the actor Michael Keaton. But first, I just want to tell you what I've been doing with my day. Okay, so last night I watched both the Michael Keaton Batman movies again. Just for preparation before his revival or his return in 2022. Also, my morning has been just kind of slow, and I probably woke up around like 8:39 and stuff. I played some videos on my TV on HBO Max overnight and woke up. Videos on HBO Max were still playing. I came upstairs, used the bathroom, took my meds, grabbed some juice, and then I came back down in my room, and then I started playing Batman Forever, and I was playing some music and stuff, but now I turned my music off. I took a break from YouTube, and then I just switched on something on my television. Just put it on mute, put it on quiet, so that way, I wasn't breaking no copyright. And now I'm doing this article for you guys now from Cinema Blend about Michael Keaton. Okay, so Michael Keaton had an A+ reaction to filming his Morbius role. Now, if you guys don't know who Morbius is, he's known as the living vampire from the Spider-Man comics. So, some point down the road, there's going to be a movie about him in the Sony and Marvel movie universe. But, of course, specifically we're talking about Michael Keaton and how his performance on his reaction to the filming in the movie, the Morbius movie, was. And this was from earlier this morning, okay? So there's a picture of him down below, a much older picture of him, and it says, actor Michael Keaton has had a long and successful career in films, and as the superhero genre continues to dominate the industry, Keaton has a few comic book roles. This includes playing the Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming. And Keaton has had an A+ reaction to his filming his recent role in the new Jared Leto movie, Morbius. Okay, so Spider-Man's place in the MCU is a special one, as Marvel and Sony have strange joint custody agreements over the iconic character and his villains. Fans were thrilled to learn that Michael Keaton will be returning as the Vulture for the Morbius movie, although it turned out that the inner works of the cinematic universe might go over the actor's head, as he recently put. I'm nodding like I know what the fuck they're talking about. I go, uh-huh, and I'm thinking you may as well be explaining quantum physics right now to me, y'all. All I know is I just know my guy, and I know the basics. So finally they were looking at me and they just started laughing. They said, "You don't know what we're talking about, do you?" I said, "No, I don't. No idea what you're talking about." Okay, so that was honest. It looks like Michael Keaton might be a bit lost in the lore of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But however, the Spider-Man journey on the page and screen, instead the Birdman actor focuses on his job bringing Adrian Toomes and the Vulture to life. We'll just have to see how much of a presence he actually has in Morbius. Okay, so Michael Keaton's comments to THRs has helped to show what it's really like working on comic book projects like Morbius. Now, Keaton is just one cog in a very large machine that will be Jared Leto's upcoming vampire movie. And sometimes it's easier to just stay in your own lane and focus on your performance. The inclusion of Michael Keaton in Morbius will mark the first time an MCU character has appeared in Sony Pictures' universe of Marvel characters, which that will be interesting to see more of these crossovers occur. However, including the likes of Tom Holland's Spider-Man eventually, Tom Hardy is certainly invested in bringing Peter Parker into his franchise of Venom. But, okay, so of course Vulture isn't necessarily the comic book character that Michael Keaton is synonymous with. The honor goes to DC's Batman, with Keaton famously playing the Dark Knight in both of his Tim Burton movies. Fans are thrilled he's returning to the Cape and Cowl in the upcoming Flash movie, seemingly though opening with the DC's multiverse in the process. We'll just have to wait and see if Keaton was similarly confused by the high anticipated project. Morbius is currently set to arrive in theaters on January 28th of 2022. Meanwhile, The Flash is expected on November the 4th of 2022. So, in the meantime, check out the 2021 release dates to plan your next movie experience. Okay, so it's pretty nice to know that Michael Keaton still has it, and he's going to appear in 2 movies next year. So yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. So he's returning as the Vulture for Morbius, and then he's returning as Batman for The Flash. The Flash, of course, we talked about in some videos that in the Flash movie, it's supposed to be just a multiverse. Okay? So, since it's still kind of early in the morning, I think I'm probably going to make this a double article discussion. So, on the topic of DC, we're going to be talking about Aquaman. Okay, so we're switching gears from Batman to Aquaman. Okay, so Aquaman 2 director James Wan has revealed horror movie inspiration for The Lost Kingdom. This was from yesterday evening. Okay, so James Wan and horror go together with peanut butter and jelly. Most of the filmmaker's resumes comprised of scary movies, from Saw to the upcoming Malignant. Even when he made his superhero movie debut with 2018 Aquaman, there were some horror aspects, particularly though the monstrous sea creatures known from as the Trench. Juan is sitting back in director's chair for Aquaman 2. He's revealed that there's a specific horror movie that's inspiring his work for the sequel. Okay, considering that Aquaman ended up being the highest grossing movie in DC Comics character, it's hardly surprising that Warner Bros. Has greenlit the sequel. Jason Momoa's next outing as Arthur Curry is officially titled Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and this time around Juan has drawn influence from the 1965 Planet of the Vampires. As Juan has put it, he said these quotes: Aquaman 2 is very heavily inspired by Planet of the Vampires. You can take the boy out of horror, and you can never take the horror out of the boy. For those who are unfamiliar with the Planet of the Vampires, it's actually an Italian movie, follows the surviving crew members from 2 spaceships that crash landed on an unexplored planet called Ura. Now, the survivors soon find themselves hunted by the spirit-like inhabitants of Ura and have possessed the cohort's corpses. It's been speculated that Ridley Scott was influenced by the Planet of the Vampires for Alien and Prometheus. So assuming that is true, James Wan and company is channeling it for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Okay, related to this article, Jason Momoa manages to tie Aquaman 2 and saving the environment into moving new post. Okay, but we're not talking about that, we're talking about someone else. So later in his interview with Total Film, James Wan has talked about how he didn't want to infuse too much horror into the first Aquaman movie, since this was the moviegoer's first time visiting the DC Extended Universe version of Atlantis and its surrounding kingdoms. But now that the general public is familiar with these underwater corners, the director's ready to kick things up a notch on the scary fronts for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. In Wan's words, he said, "Well, the first movie took a lot of people by surprise, right? So yeah, that's partially because they were not familiar with the comic book, which deals with this very large, strange world. People were taken aback, and I didn't throw all that stuff away to make it a dark, heavy film. But I didn't feel that would have been right for it. So, with the second film, I feel like it'll be easier for people to accept where we go because I've already laid the foundation." No plot details for Aquaman Lost Kingdom has been revealed yet, although the movie title suggests we'll likely be visiting the lost underwater nation that simply disappeared one day, with no one from the other 6 kingdoms known what happened to it. The sequel will also bring Amber Heard's Mira back, and Black Manta is going to return, and Ocean Master is going to return, and King Nereus and Thomas Curry will also return. While Game of Thrones actor has reportedly been cast in an undisclosed role, the Lost Kingdom has began principal photography on June the 28th in London. Okay, so while we get more information about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom ahead of its December 16th, 2022 release, don't forget though to look through the upcoming DC movie guide to catch up to speed on what else the superhero franchise has to offer. Okay guys, so that is just a little bit of some information I want to share to you guys. Just a double article discussion from Cinema Blend. If you want to see more double article discussions from Cinema Blend, let me know. I've actually done some similar double article discussion videos with our other friend Screen Rant, so let me know if you want to see those again too. And again, as always, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.